that was dangerous. I was handless driving. I'm gonna keep this very short. I'm on the road, and I love doing these videos when I'm on the road, even though the video's all vibratory and everything. Relax your tongue. A lot of people talk to me about relax your tongue. It's a very powerful cue. What's so interesting is my homie Matt Phippen, shout out Matt in Los Angeles, excellent yoga teacher. I heard him say it once. It's kind of like Arash has this thing where he says, I think it's be the best, fuck the rest. It's one of the kind of his sayings, right? And he's like, I got that from his teacher Manu, but Manu only ever said it once. Like Arash has said it 6,000 times. Every video he says it, probably more like 20,000 times, probably more like 500,000 times. He said it many, many times, and yet he got that sentence from hearing his mentor say it one time. I don't know that I'd consider Matt Phippen my mentor, but I definitely learn a lot from him, and he said it one time in a yoga class. He said something like soften your tongue, relax your tongue, drop your tongue. He said it one time, whatever it was, and I did it, and it was profound. And immediately, I just was telling myself so many times throughout my yoga practice, drop your tongue, drop your tongue. And then when I was teaching, I would tell people, drop your tongue, drop your tongue. And then I started to make more logical connections to like, why does drop your tongue help? But then that became purely like a self-investigation. So then I started to come across in physiology and anatomy books, like why? What's going on? And the short answer is, the tongue is not really connected to the rest of the skeleton. It's connected to a bunch of soft tissue. The mandible, which is like the jawbone, is like a horseshoe shape, right? And the tongue sits in the middle of it. So what actually connects the tongue to the rest of the skeleton are these 6 other muscles that basically energetically theme around the hyoid bone. The hyoid bone is above the larynx, in the center of the throat, essentially. And the hyoid bone is not connected to the rest of the skeleton via a joint. It's basically a floating bone that is connected via 6 other muscles. And what's so interesting is that where those muscles go. And they're very small, fine muscles, but the hyoid bone is a very small bone. And it's used for leverage, basically, for these other muscles. These muscles actually connect the center of the throat to the shoulder blade. The throat, the front of the throat is muscularly connected to the shoulder blade, not via like multiple muscle connections. A single muscle goes from the hyoid to the shoulder blade. A single muscle goes from the hyoid to the first rib under the clavicle. The hyoid bone is connected to the palate on either side. 2 muscles go up. The hyoid bone is connected to the tongue, and it has a few other connections. There's 6 muscles. I just named 4. I didn't name them, but I described them. And so when I talk about drop the tongue, it's very similar to drop the larynx. Pull the larynx down. And the phenomenon, the nervous system, when you shock a muscle, it radiates signal electricity to other muscles. It will tend other muscles to trigger. Very bad connection. So I don't know if you can hear me still. I'll wrap it up basically. When you let go of the tongue, thoughts reduce. When you let go of the tongue, your facial muscles relax. That's interesting. Okay, I'm back. Okay, it's going. Yeah, so I'll wrap it up because I'm in the middle of Texas. So when you let go of the tongue, thoughts reduce. Let go of the tongue.